Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear traders. Welcome to ИнстаФорекс TV studio. Here is the fresh economic news with us, Ekaterina Stikhina
and Takhmina Salomova.
You are watching the review on Forex and commodity markets for the last week.
What events called the turn on the Forex last week?
Well, the Canadian dollar was under pressure caused by weak economic statistics.
And what was the US dollar behavior?
The US dollar remained broadly low as tensions between the United States and North Korea continued to dominate market sentiment. The euro moved a little bit higher against the dollar. Euro versus American dollar pair traded at 1.1957 after rising as high as 1.2004. The shared currency was backed by data from markets showing that the Eurozone's manufacturing and service sector activity expanded more than anticipated in September. Meanwhile, the pound sterling came under pressure during a highly awaited speech by UK Prime Minister Theresa May on the Brexit process. Speaking in Florence, Italy, May said that the UK has never totally felt at home in the European Union, but that Brexit does not mean we are turning our back on Europe. British pound versus American dollar pair was down at 1.3509 in late trading. In the meantime, the dollar slid against the yen, snapping 5 days of gains as tension on the Korean peninsula bolstered safe haven demand. American dollar versus Japanese yen dropped to 111.98 Friday, retreating from Thursday's 2-month high of 112.70. The dollar had strengthened after the Federal Reserve indicated on Wednesday that one more interest rate hike is likely this year and said it will begin to unwind its $4.5 trillion balance sheet in October. But investor sentiment was hit by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un when he said on Friday that Pyongyang will consider the highest level of hardline countermeasure in history against the US in response to President Donald Trump's threat to destroy his country. At the same time, USD CAD closed at 1.2338. The Canadian dollar lost more than 140 points over the week against the greenback. Friday's statistics showed that inflation in Canada rose less than expected in August by only 0.1%, while core inflation was flat. A separate report showed that retail sales increased more than expected in August, but the core figures was weaker than forecasts. This is all I had to say about current trends on the Forex market. And who gave a lead in the commodity market, bulls or bears?
This time, bulls demonstrated their superiority.
So what contributed to the purchases?
In the oil market, Friday's joint meeting between OPEC and the non-OPEC nations showed output cuts by major oil producers are clearing the supply glut. But as expected, no decision was reached to extend the production cut agreement. November Brent crude futures jumped to $56.86 a barrel on the ICE Futures Europe exchange. Prices gained about 2.2% for the week. It was fourth consecutive week of a climb. November West Texas Intermediate crude futures settled higher at $50.66 a barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange, closing at a 4-month high. The weekly gain was 0.4%. Meanwhile, gold futures eked out a small advance Friday due to tension pegged to North Korea. However, the precious metal still posted its second strength week slump after the Federal Reserve System reiterated on Wednesday that it expects to deliver another rise in interest rates by the end of the year. December gold futures climbed to $1,297.50 an ounce, a day after they recorded the lowest close since August 24th and slipped beneath the psychological level of $1,300 for the first time in September. Over the week, the yellow metal declined by more than 2%.
Ekaterina, thank you for the review of the commodity market. You watched the weekly review of the currency and commodity markets prepared by ИнстаФорекс TV.
And presented to you by us, Takhmina Salomova
and Ekaterina Stikhina.
Good luck and see you later.
Goodbye.